Welcome to a very special episode of Lokad TV. Today we're on site at Worten's flagship store in Lisbon, and I have the pleasure of being joined by Bruno Saraiva, Head of Stock and Space Management at Worten. First of all, Bruno, good to see you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me again.
For the kickboxing session as
No,
well.
that's fine. It was very fun to do it with you guys.
Well, so first of all, we spoke about a year, maybe 15 months ago.
Yeah.
And that was in Paris.
Yeah.
You were actually my first interview in person.
Okay.
And now you're my first interview on site, so congratulations.
Yeah.
But 15 months ago, we spoke at the start of the project between Worten and Lokad. So in your own words, for people who didn't see that video, could you summarize what exactly is the project you guys are working on?
Yeah, well, we tried to change and do a paradigm shift of Worten inventory management in terms of intelligence, how to dispatch and how to purchase for a client point of view, because availability is a great concern for us, but also for user point of view, because intuitive decisions and simpler and more efficient decisions is something that is very important for us moving forward.
I remember 12 months ago you used the phrase reinvention. You wanted to reinvent your supply chain, and you used terms like financial perspective. You're talking there about optimized decision making. I'm just curious, why was it so important to reinvent supply chain at Worten?
Well, if you're in this area of business as 10 years from now as I am, you'll see that everything is very, very traditional still. So, and well, the clients are not up to it because, well, if you wait up for a product like 1 week or something is not in the store, then it's not available. Something that is not like a 2024 perspective for the client. So supply chain needs to be reinvented, needs to be quicker, more efficient, needs to be much more intelligent, and also needs to be more cheaper. All that said and done, you need to have bigger, faster, and more efficient decisions in order for that to happen. That's where is Lokad coming in for Worten.
Again, you very much sound like you're someone who is very interested in the quantitative supply chain perspective. How is that different to things you did in the past?
Well, at the past we do decision based in past sales, past occurrences, and also we did it to try to find the sweet spot. Yeah. Today we know and we embrace uncertainty, as Lokad's motto is saying. And I think that's a very truthful way to see how supply chain works, because you need to look at a bunch of scenarios and you need to try to avoid the ones that, well, you really don't want to happen in terms of strategy for the company. In Worten's case, that will be stock out events and have unhappy customer for us, but you also need to become more efficient. That kind of intelligence deals with a lot of information that today you only can be dealt with technology. A human cannot do that in real time in order to make better decisions. What the human needs to do is he needs to interact with other humans, suppliers, commercial managers, marketing managers, and needs to become more lean in terms of all the chain in order to dispatch quickly the merchandise. For example, price has a lot to do with it as well.
Well, the first time we spoke, as I said, that was 13 months ago. That was the implementation of the project. 12 months later, how is the reinvention going at Worten?
Well, to be honest, better than I suspected for. So congrats on that.
Glad we're doing this recording.
Yeah, congrats on that. And better why? Because, well, the results are better than I expected for with the year, of course. I also have a lot of trust in the solution. Also, in terms of change management, I see, well, stock managers and project managers and from Lokad teams also a lot of will in order to make this happen and make it happen like it really should happen. And that's exactly how it's going. It's going really, really well. People are very happy with it. They are adopting it now, wanted to work it more with it, and also coming with their ideas for what you should do. And now we went to that well, I would say dangerous zone. It's like, well, now it should do everything, and well, we cannot do everything because, as I said, it should be efficient. So When something should be efficient, should be simpler. Something that is very complex for the end user, it's not simple. So.
Well, you certainly seem happy, which I'm glad to hear. In terms of the KPIs, in terms of metrics, I mean, how are you measuring that the initiative is actually making the difference? Because as you said, you want it to be lean, you want it to be efficient. How are you measuring this?
Well, from our point of view, internally, we are measuring from the stockout situations that have down a lot in this year. So that's really helping up building the case. Also, we know that the stock is becoming more stable. So it's not, it has, it has high zones of stocks when you have big campaigns, but it also returned to a stable, more harmonic level of stock. And also the warehouse, it's become much more stable in terms of dispatch. So that is a very big proxy in how we are measuring it for in terms of the internal perspective. The external perspective is in terms of NSS, NPS, Net Promoter Score, clients are more happy with the out-of-stock situations. So we're like 3% in the past, and this year is coming to 1%. So it's coming a lot down with the regard of this. So I would say that that has something to do with the Lokad in the last year becoming live.
So, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it sounds like Worten's happy, it sounds like the customers are happy, it sounds like a win-win situation. Again, no pressure.
No, definitely. It shouldn't, if it should not be, I would not say it. So.
Well, so here's the thing. As you can see, we're in a huge, this is in Colombo, this is the Colombo shopping mall, huge store, lots of products. People come in, they might want to buy something, but you also operate an online platform as well. Yes. So let's, for everyone watching at home so they can understand, let's take an example. If I wanted to buy a TV, I might come here to this lovely store. Yeah. I might want to buy that television in person, or I might be lazy, stay at home, and order it online. So how does Worten and Lokad make sure that whichever person, online or in person, orders the television, how do you make sure the TV is here?
Yeah, as we talked about, Lokad is helping Worten to predict scenarios, warehouse scenarios, store scenarios. So if someone is at home and wanted to buy it online, most probably that stock will leave the warehouse. So that prediction of demand, is part by Lokad. It's optimizing that point of access of merchandise. The same for the store. So, and for each store, in fact. So if you are from Porto, if you go to a Porto store, today you have more probability of finding a product than you have in the past without Lokad. And online is also, because our warehouse is also being optimized for the demand that online clients are asking for. And also a funny thing, if you eventually are ordering it online but you want to pick it up in a store, that also is becoming more available because, the demand that is becoming input by the Lokad, the output is for each store, they are predicting not only the offline sales but the online pickups as well. So.
Okay, so to follow that point, because again, just that one example, so one person buying a television online or in person, let's just scale this up because Worten has somewhere around 300 or 320 stores, 20,000 products, an online platform. That is an enormous, the term we like combinatorial complexity. That's a lot of decisions. So my question is, how many decisions does Lokad provide Worten, and do you guys use to make sure that there are fewer stock outs, that customers are happy?
Yeah, well, first of all, it's 30,000 SKUs, not 20,000.
Oh, so forgive me.
Just to give you that
well, that's even better actually for us.
That's very important for Worten and Lokad as today. And also, as I know this morning, we are up to 40K decisions, or 45,000 decisions per day. Yeah, in terms of dispatch for the stores and in terms of purchasing for our suppliers.
And these are all done, this is now automated. These are automated decisions delivered every day. You don't have to take out an Excel spreadsheet, calculate anything.
Nothing like that. What you have to do is to think about the category strategy that you want. You want to buy more from this or more from that, and Lokad will have that input coming in and output the data that you can optimize that decision Same thing for the stores. So if a store, are selling more of this product offline and less of this product online, you would balance which kind of quantity of products should send from each store and from each strategy, because it can be an article that has a lot of demand and less other brands using the same article, so you send more of that item. Or you can have the same cable for 10 brands and you send a little bit of each cable. The happy will be clients every time you go to the store.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that, because a big part of the quantitative supply chain at Lokad is take all those simple, everyday, mundane, repetitive decisions, automate them, so then smart people like you and your team can focus on greater strategy. And it sounds like that's what you guys are doing with the free time.
Yeah, the time that is freeing up is allow us to do more with the same amount of people. And that's very important for each company today, because it helps people growth in terms of management capacity, in terms of decisions. It helps embrace other challenges because they have more time, and also helps to get a more proximity to the suppliers, because, the main issue and the secrets of Lokad working 100% well if you have stock available at the warehouse for dispatching. And for that you need to have a very good service level from our suppliers. So with that, it becomes well-rounded how the solution will become happy for everybody. Less stock, more availability, quicker decisions, quicker deliveries from our suppliers.
Well, again, I think it was a year ago you said something to the effect of supply chain is important and worth fighting for. So my last question, because I don't want to take any more of your time, my last question, what is the next step, or what are the next steps in this fight, and how can Lokad help you?
Well, I would say that we have, two big fights, the next two big fights. One of it is our toxic stock. So we still have toxic stocks, for amazing that it is, and I think Lokad can help us with that. That will be one of it, how we can optimize the grid in terms of our toxic stock and how we can leverage that decision quicker. And the other one, we are getting into spare parts business, we are getting into, maintenance and services. And as you guys know, you have a lot of experience for aviations in terms of parts. And who better than anyone else to help us in that journey?
Well, we can handle the combinatorial complexity. Well, Bruno, nothing left to say, but thank you very much for your time, and I very much look forward to the third installment. Pleasure seeing you as always.
Thank you.
Thank you.